I really enjoy being alumni in Chicago. I feel like it's, again, another sense of community. I know that when I go to a young alumni event, I'm going to see students that were, in my same age year or, a year under me or a year before me. And those are friends that I had in college. It's nice to see everyone kind of grown up and in their career and their professions now and doing well because they had that solid foundation from John Carroll.
I think that John Carroll is well known in the Chicagoland area. It's certainly well known within the Catholic ranks, but also with outside those ranks, people understand and know who John Carroll is. We have, significant, famous alumni that have helped promote our cause.
So many young people, whether they went to John Carroll or any other school, end up in Chicago after graduation. It's like a mecca, particularly around my old neighborhood, which is called, in some respect, Wrigleyville now.
Cleveland is the perfect distance from Chicago. It's close enough that you can get home if need be, but it's far enough where you can really get on your feet.
I didn't know very much all about Cleveland when I first started at Carroll. I knew it was a much smaller city than Chicago, and it felt small when I got there until I was able to really get outside and get into the city and see what Cleveland has to offer.
I think that the opportunity that Carroll students have because they're adjacent to Cleveland, an urban center, as opposed to being in a farm field somewhere, really is a very much benefit to the students.
Cleveland is a wonderful mid-market opportunity that offered students so many internships downtown, opportunities with the Cleveland Clinic, that it gives the independence that students are looking for with a city and a metropolitan area so close to the campus. But it also, on the campus, being in a safe suburb area, gives the parents that extra peace of mind that they might need.
I chose John Carroll because of the setting. I like the suburb setting. I like the smaller classes. I like the Jesuit tradition. What
I had learned about the Jesuits was that their strong suit was to challenge people to learn how to think.
They really live by the mission of men and women for others, that there are so many opportunities for globally to give back to the world, that even down to Cleveland, there's a lot of opportunities in our local community.
So the best part about John Carroll is the ability to get involved. I think at a bigger school, you don't have the opportunities to take leadership positions and to get as easily involved in some of the bigger activities as you do at John Carroll.
You become an individual versus a number, where that the teachers know you by name, and that the class size is more manageable than at a larger university.
So a lot of my friends went to the huge schools, maybe some of the Big Tens and just other relatively larger schools. When they talk about their experiences in college, they're talking about sitting in a lecture hall with 300 or 400 students. To me, that's mind-boggling.
I just think Carroll it offers a unique experience because of the people there. I've said it many times that the school is attractive and it's in a nice location and all those things, but the school is really the people.
I mean, it was the people, it was the culture, it was how passionate all the alumni were.
As soon as you say the John Carroll name, or even if you meet someone that's just a part of a Jesuit network, and you say, oh, I went to John Carroll, they immediately know what that stands for and what that means.
Those contacts, that network, and that tradition, and that education, without that from John Carroll, I would not have been successful, and I would not have been in the position to take this role over at such a young age.
Because I got so much out of it, it's my obligation to give back to it.
John Carroll isn't just a school in Cleveland, that it's a connection everywhere, but it's a very strong connection here in Chicago.
No matter where you go in the United States, I think John Carroll's network is very powerful. And there's that, again, that sense of community and that sense of helping one another.
What I did know is I wanted to help people, and that was probably partially because of the Jesuit tradition of kind of doing for others, and that's kind of been ingrained into who I am.
I want my kids to have what they want, but I will certainly cherish, what I experienced at John Carroll and hope that they have at least half the experience I had, and I know they'll be successful.